I just decided I wanted to make this here video, okay? You see this here video right here that you're looking at? This is a reply video that I had made, okay? I made this on April 2nd, and I posted this up, and it's a reply. It's a reply to this guy right here, Pastor Dowell. I sent this over to him as a reply video to his video that he had posted right here, Violent Overthrow. Okay? And I sent that over to that particular video because that's what the reply was to. Okay? And as of today's date, Pastor Dowell has yet to approve the video, but I'm sure he has saw it because it was sent to him as a reply, but he never approved it. Now, everybody knows that within that video that watched it would know that how I feel about gold and silver, because history has proven itself over and over again that governments have made mandatory recalls on gold and silver, okay? Telling the people they had turned into the government at a time of a crisis, and if they tried to barter or use it, that they would be locked up. Anybody that's done history or researched the truth in history finds this to be true. And just like with Alex Jones, Pastor Dowell also pushes gold and silver. Okay? He seems to have a lot of knowledge like Alex Jones does and speaks a lot of truth. And of course, Pastor Dowell's a pastor and he speaks about the Bible. You know, and I'm not going to go into the Bible. I'm not going to go into any of that on this video. But I'm going to point out a couple of things here, okay? I'm not saying he is, and I'm not saying he's not. I have no way of knowing, okay? But some red flags have been thrown up in my face now, okay? For one, I was nothing but polite to Pastor Dowell in this video, and I respected him, and I liked him, okay? I only called it as it really is, and I never cut him down in no way whatsoever. But he found that he could not approve the video, and he didn't approve it neither, okay? So with that being said, I got some things I want to point out, okay? As you see, he is a pastor, okay? What do we know about the separation of the church and the government? Isn't that supposed to be separate? Yeah, supposed to be, but it isn't. It has never been. That's been coercion. That's been more manipulation and lies. Okay? Government's very involved in the church and religion. Always has been, and probably always will be. But they'll coerce you and lie to you and tell you that we have separation between religion and government when we actually don't. But here's something that draws my attention to Pastor Dowell. You see this video right here? Okay? War down. Okay, you see here he's promoting gold and silver. Pastor Dowell's known for doing that, just like Alex Jones. But what I'm going to point at is right here. Okay, Pastor Dowell, see this? He's done several videos of him doing construction projects. He added on to his church a pretty good sized building too. He added a pretty good-sized building onto his church. How many of you people have went to Lowe's and Home Depot, okay, and priced supplies and materials? I'm asking you this for a good reason. I have no way of knowing where Pastor Dowell gets his money, but I'll tell you this. The man has been doing an awful lot of remodels and adding on to his church. Okay? He has built a kitchen. He has added on to his church. And he puts all this stuff in his videos if you go through his channel where he's actually in there doing all this. He's even got videos where he's bought lumber and he's hauling it back to the construction site. Okay? So then my question comes down to this. I have no idea of the man's past. I know he says he was in the military. I have no idea of what his family background or anything of that is. But I know this. to do the stuff that he's doing consumes a lot of time. You don't add an entire addition to a church, a big section of building to your church, okay, for free. You know, he's probably got, what, 40 grand tied up into building this section onto his church. And that's probably just in supplies. No lie. Anybody that's done construction at all, building buildings, knows what I'm talking about. Just the construction of his church, adding that big section onto his church, would have costed buku money, not counting the labor. And if he's in there doing the labor, that's fine. But my question is this, just like this kitchen right here he's showing you. Yeah, it's a very expensive countertop. Okay? The counters themselves isn't cheap. And even if he built it himself, the lumber, the material, just like putting up that building. So then my question is this. Where's he getting his money? Where's this man getting his money to do all of his traveling? To do all these construction projects? Does he come from a wealthy family already? Is that where he's getting the money? I don't know. I have no way of knowing. I'm only saying, okay? Which is the truth. The stuff that he has showed you in his videos, adding on that big section to his church, building the kitchen for his church, building all this stuff. Where is that money coming from? You're talking major money there. I mean, just the addition onto this church probably cost him $30,000, $40,000 in supplies. Not counting labor and all the hours would have took to put it up. So then you have to ask yourself, where's he getting his money to pay his own personal bills? You go, so well, he's a pastor and he makes money in the church. Okay, so he's a pastor. He makes money in the church from tithes, from people that are putting donations in the basket, right? Isn't that where they get their money from? Well, if they're getting their money from donations put in the basket, how much money is being put in that basket? See, that makes no sense. Like I said, he could come from a wealthy family, right? Maybe he has his own construction company that he owns. I don't know. I'm only asking where he's getting all this money. Okay, where is he coming up with all this money to finance these projects that he's doing on video? I'm asking that for a good reason. Because there's something similar here to Alex Jones. The man's pushing gold and silver. The man is pushing gold and silver. Doesn't Alex Jones push gold and silver? Yeah, Alex Jones does. What have I said before about gold and silver and the governments? See, here's construction. Anybody that follows him knows that he's been doing all this. Okay? So, he's pushing gold and silver, but yet he's so awake to what's going on in society. But if he's so awake to what's going on in society, then he knows full well what I said in my video reply is absolute, concrete, 100% truth. No manipulations, no lies. Why wouldn't he approve that video? Why didn't he approve that video? I don't know. I can't answer that. What is he hiding? Is Alex Jones a plant? Or not? Well, we already know Alex Jones is, so that was my bad. But is Pastor Dowell a plant? I'm not saying he is. By no means. I'm asking the question. Okay? I made a reply to his video. Okay, the violent overthrow. Right here, violent overthrow reply. Here's his video. Right here. We won't play it. Let me get to a point I can pause it. I'll pause it right there. We'll go down. See, it was never approved. He never approved it. But yet on the day I made the reply, he not only didn't approve the video, but after I made the reply, okay, to the violent overthrow, he come up and made these videos. And here's one right here. See, he's back to preaching gold and silver again. And I'm pretty sure he's seen my video because I sent it to him as a reply and it went through. Okay, it wasn't approved, but it went through. So I have to ask the question. As much politics as Pastor Dowell talks, being awake to what's going on in the world as he says he is, Alex Jones does the same thing. And he's promoting and pushing gold and silver when he knows full well, if you look up your history, I believe it was 1939, 2939, you'll find out that the United States government made a mandatory recall on all gold and silver. And anybody that tried to barter, use, or sell it got fucking, excuse my language, was locked up. Because it was illegal for you to barter or use it. You had to turn it into your government. Now, what makes you think they won't repeat history? When that's all that's going on is continuously repeat of history, repeat of history, repeat of history. But yet here he is pushing gold and silver. Like as if he don't know that they haven't made recalls on gold and silver. You know full well if he's as knowledgeable as he says he is, that he's aware of that and knows that. But you won't hear him talk about it. That's something Alex Jones won't talk about neither, is it? What did I tell you about gold and silver? What's the best way to collapse or get rid of the middle class? You scare the hell out of them about the dollar crashing. You get them to buy all this gold and silver by promoting and pushing the gold and silver. And now they spend all their money on this gold and silver before the dollar crashes. They crash the currency, and then the government repeats history and makes mandatory recalls on gold and silver, which means now you try to use it, you go to prison, so you have to turn it all back into the criminal government, and you're broke. We just did away with the middle class. Now we have the very wealthy at the top who are running you, and we have the very broke, which is the rest of us. So you might want to think about that. I'm not saying he's a plant, but I have to be suspicious now, don't I? I had to become suspicious. Is Pastor Dowell a plant? Has he been put here deliberately? You know, because there really is no separation between the government and the church. And you have to ask yourself, where's he coming up with the money for all these construction projects he's been doing? Does he own a construction company? Where is he getting the money? I don't know. I'm asking the question plain and simple. Okay? I've learned one thing. You got to be very careful about who you trust. Even Pastor Dowell. I have to be careful about even trusting him. Why? He's proven that. He's proven that right here. If you listen to this video, and then you go look at this, and you realize that he blatantly ignored that, then you have to wonder why. Why would he ignore that? What would be the motivation behind ignoring that, like it didn't exist? And where's he coming up with all this money for these construction projects? Because I'm sure he's not getting it off of tithes. What's put in the basket in his church. Not this kind of money. Not for all the construction projects he showed you. You're talking probably $30,000, $40,000 just for that last addition he put on his church. Not counting the kitchen he put up before that. Go through his channel. You'll see all the different construction videos he's been doing. So then you want to ask yourself, where is he getting the money? How is he supporting his family, and where is he getting that kind of money? Or is he a plant? And he couldn't let my video go through because it spoke truth. Because what I spoke in that video was 100% backable, factual truth. And I was nothing but polite to the man, and he blew it off. So now I'm very suspicious of him. Is this man a plant? Or what's going on?